Coming up next on This Week in Torrance.
If you like something kosher, we'll tell you where you can find the perfect new bite.
Plus, January is Blood Donor Month. We'll show you how you can help save a life.
And the Amo Fashion Center is expanding. We'll fill you in on this week's major change.
Then, are you getting enough sleep? We'll tell you about an ailment affecting 22 million Americans. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chunand.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Torrance Police Chief John New announced he is retiring effective January 29th after a 30-year career in law enforcement. The chief made the decision to retire so he could help care for his wife, who is battling leukemia. Chief New and wife Michelle New have been married for 28 years and have 2 sons and 2 grandchildren. During his tenure, he led many initiatives, including solutions to deal with realignment, a bill that gives early release to low-level criminals to help alleviate overcrowding in state prisons. He reformed the Forensic Identification Unit and put in investigators specializing in forensics. New also expanded community affairs to help the department become more engaged with the community. The city has chosen Deputy Chief Mark Matsuda, as the interim police chief. New has been the head of South Bay's largest law enforcement agency since 2006.
California is facing a major drought this year, prompting Governor Jerry Brown to proclaim a state of emergency. The governor said, while we can't make it rain, we can be much better prepared for the terrible consequences. He asked all Californians to conserve water and asked state officials to assist farmers and local communities to overcome the drought effects. In December, the governor also formed a drought task force to review water allocations. The Torrance Municipal Water Department serves about 105,000, or about 78% of the city. Here are a few tips for water conservation. Minimize outside usage by watering no more than twice per week during the winter. Run only full loads of laundry and dishwashers. Take shorter showers and install low-pressure shower heads. Also add mulch to retain moisture around trees and plants outside. Use a broom to clean exterior surfaces. And last, install water-efficient and smart irrigation controllers. If you have a question or to report misuse, you can contact the Global Water Customer Service Center at 855-354-5623. You can also visit bewaterwise.com to find more water conservation tips and rebates.
The California drought also means a greater risk of explosive wildfires, and recently residents in the South Bay were impacted by smoke from the Colby fire that started near Glendora on January 16th. The blaze burned more than 1,900 acres. Now, more than 1,000 firefighters battled to extinguish the fire, and the Torrance Fire Department went as part of the South Bay Area G-Strike team.
They pretty much had a containment around the fire. We still had active fire on the ground. It was chaotic. We had a lot of engines going. Things were loud. You have to watch out for fire. You watch out for your brothers around you. So when we got there, it was kind of hectic.
The fire department wasn't the only one dealing with issues as a result. Torrance Unified School District and Community Services both canceled activities due to ash and poor air quality. The Torrance Fire Department is asking residents to be aware and to take future precautions.
Down in our south end, we have a lot of hillside homes, and just make sure we have good brush clearance, 300 to 500 feet clearance around our homes, making sure that we're fire conscious.
While the unit was out serving the Colby fire, the Redondo Beach Fire Department was responsible for service coverage to all the beach cities.
According to a recent study, there's been a major increase statewide in whooping cough cases. Between 2012 and 2013, the cases nearly doubled. 82% of those were children under the age of 18. California health officials say declining immunity is a factor, and that some children who were vaccinated years earlier haven't gotten recommended booster shots at the ages of 11 or 12. For more information, visit the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at cdc.gov.
Torrance is quickly becoming an even better spot to get your retail fix. That's because the Amo Fashion Center is gearing up to make an even better one-stop shop.
We have 2 stores that are going to be grand opening. We have Build-A-Bear Workshop that's opening in their new location, and Old Navy that'll also be opening in their new location with some fun events throughout the weekend.
At the end of the month, stores will relocate from the north area of the mall to make way for a new 2-level construction They will take temporary and new permanent locations during the build, and the mall wants to help shoppers find what they are looking for.
We will have messaging on social media to help shoppers find their favorite stores. We will have directory greeters during the weekends to help customers find the stores that they're looking for as stores have relocated. So we don't want anybody getting frustrated trying to find what they're looking for.
The redevelopment will include enhancements to the outdoor lifestyle village, additional parking with a new 1,900-car garage, and new informational signs. The improvements will be complete just in time for the grand opening of Nordstrom in the fall of 2015. You can get updates by visiting facebook.com/Del Amo Fashion Center and on Instagram and Twitter at Del Amo Fashion.
If you plan to use the 405 by the Sepulveda Pass for a getaway over President's Day weekend, you might want to look for a new route. The 405 is getting a makeover, and Los Angeles transportation officials say there will be an 80-hour closure on the northbound freeway from February 14th through the 18th. The transportation agency is asking motorists to avoid the Sepulveda Pass during the closure. 2 lanes will stay open during the day, and all lanes will close at night between Getty Center and Ventura Boulevard. Sections will reopen as progress is completed. Follow on Twitter and Facebook or visit their website at metro.net.
One Torrance teen is in the spotlight after writing one of the most read science fiction stories of 2013. 16-year-old Davin McQueen put her story on Wattpad, a social storytelling platform, and already has over 1 million readers from fans around the world. That's 1 million reads from fans around the world. Her story, Superior, involved while doing her science homework, and she says it's crazy to think a story inspired by 9th grade biology could get so much attention. Wattpad is a community for readers and writers and gives people the ability to read millions of stories for free by allowing writers to share their own pieces from any phone, tablet, or computer. Every month, 20 million people spend 4.5 billion minutes taking advantage of these free stories. McQueen won a Wattie Award in 2012 for her story and now has over 6,000 followers. You can check out her story and many others at wattpad.com.
As many of you know, there is a new multi-use sports field coming to Torrance, and construction is well underway. Currently, the new build just off Maple Avenue near County Courthouse is on time, and they're putting in new gates, fence, and electrical for the lighting. After they wrap those installments, they will start landscaping. Oh No Construction, a company based out of Washington State, is working on the site. They specialize in these types of jobs and formerly built the Seattle Seahawks field. The tentative plan is to open in mid-March.
Still ahead, are you getting enough sleep? We'll tell you about an ailment affecting 22 million Americans.
Plus, January is Blood Donor Month. We'll tell you how you can.
She passed away about 6 months ago. It was really hard to learn that there was no cure. So we sought hospice care. The hospice people, they really helped. They made her feel comfortable. And they helped me and the girls. Especially the girls. They're helping us get through this loss. Now, hospice people, they're good people. They're really good people.
Talking to veterans about the real issues they're dealing with can be awkward and uncomfortable. We think to ourselves, I never served. How could I understand? They'll talk about it when they're ready. And then we wonder why they don't want to talk. But when their behavior changes, when they withdraw to themselves, increase substance use, or even talk about hurting themselves, it's time to act. Because if we don't, our families and relationships will suffer. Ask the hard questions. Listen to the veterans in your life and show you care. Make the call. It matters. When you recognize a veteran is in crisis, call the Veterans Crisis Line at 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
The Japanese Shogatsu, or New Year, is the most important holiday in Japan. Reporter Julie Chan shows us why many appreciate this special day.
Charles Hamasaki, who is 91 years old, looks forward to all the celebrations held by various Japanese organizations, including today's Asumi Sonjin Kai, to ring in the new year.
When New Year comes, January, it's bad time for people to die because, everybody's too busy.
With about 80 people here today, Mari Shirai enjoys seeing the senior citizens get together who share her birthplace in Asumi, a village in Japan. With gratitude toward the first generation of Japanese Americans who came to the U.S., Shirai continues to be involved and remembers one year when a senior citizen was driven out from Fresno to this event.
Brought his harmonica, and he played the elementary school alma mater. And some of our senior citizens still remember their alma mater, and they sang along, and it was very touching.
Asumi Sonjin Kai means Asumi Village Club. The group was formed over 50 years ago when the first generation of Japanese Americans came to set roots in California. Shirai remembers how much her parents enjoyed being members of this group and reminiscing with friends from their town in Japan.
For some, this is a chance to see old friends, and for others, the celebration is a way to connect with their Japanese heritage and make new friends.
We figured out through our conversation that Jamie's great-grandfather actually came to America with my great-grandfather, and they were best friends. They were neighbors in Guadalupe.
It's crazy to know that we could connect so many years later.
First to fourth generation Japanese Americans enjoy a buffet lunch of butterfish, sushi, and other Japanese specialties at the Miyako Hybrid Hotel in Torrance. Shirai keeps the program the same as it's been for years, with Japanese musical performances, bingo, and raffle prizes.
All they're made in Japan, most of these people.
Hamasaki, proud of his heritage, is enjoying the New Year celebration. Japanese people celebrate the New Year on January 1st, like Americans. Yet their celebrations continue throughout the month. Reporting for Torrance City Cable, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. During the holiday, most businesses in Japan shut down from January 1st to January 3rd so that people can celebrate with their families.
If you're looking for a new way to give back this year, the American Red Cross has an opportunity for you. Our reporter Anne-Marie Williams has the latest.
Torrance resident Jonathan Lim has been donating blood once a month for the past 8 years.
I have family in the medical field, and they're always telling me that there seems to be a shortage of blood. And since I'm not really afraid of needles or, the sight of blood, then, I just like to donate.
Although he hasn't directly benefited from a blood transfusion, he has already helped save nearly 100 lives. Despite regular donors like Lim, it doesn't seem to be enough. Typically, the American Red Cross suffers a blood shortage in the winter months due to the cold weather and people getting sick.
We're looking at every 2 seconds someone in the U.S. needs a blood transfusion. Here in Southern California, that means we have to collect between 12 and 1,500 pints of blood every single day to make sure our local hospital partners have the blood they need for local patients.
Blood donation at the American Red Cross takes about an hour. They do a short screening and make sure it's a safe donation.
If everything checks out okay, the next step is about maybe 12 to 15 minutes actually hooked up giving blood.
Just a little bit of a prick when they put it in the needle, and that's it.
Each whole blood donation can save up to 3 different lives.
We're going to take that unit of whole blood that you've just shared with us, and we're going to take that back to our lab, and we'll break that down into platelets, plasma, and red cells, which could go to 3 different patients. So it really makes a big difference.
And even though Volunteer Blood Donor Month is wrapping up, Lim is sure to be back regardless. As he knows, the simple gift of giving will save countless lives. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Anne-Marie Williams.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. For more information on donating blood or to schedule an appointment, visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
A new restaurant opened in Torrance, and this is no ordinary place. Our reporter Jacqueline Sarkeesian visits the eatery to find out what makes the new joint so unique.
Torrance residents are very excited about this one-of-a-kind restaurant, and it's the only one you will find between LA and San Diego.
I was always like, when are we opening? When are we opening? And finally when they opened, I couldn't stop coming.
With the pressure of people, the community, and all my friends, they said they needed a kosher place to eat.
Co-founders and native New Yorkers Levi and Abe Chayo wanted to make Torrance the home of their new kosher restaurant. Abe worked in Torrance and realized many Jewish people lived in the area.
They don't have to drive to LA or to San Diego to get kosher food, they have a spot right in between.
Chayo Eatery prides itself on its kosher methods, following strict Jewish dietary law. Along with meat and dairy products not made or consumed together, preparing kosher food is extensive. It was identified by rabbis years ago. All the items on the menu are made in-house from scratch.
As soon as people taste our food, they right away know that it's not like every other fast food lunch place.
Even though the restaurant naturally caters to the Jewish community, it also attracts to those who are looking to eat healthy. The menu consists of a variety of dairy and vegetarian dishes.
I love the options. They have great sandwiches, pizzas, salads that are really healthy.
Unlike your typical kosher restaurant that serves matzo ball soup, Chayo Eatery is well known for their pizzas, butternut squash soup, and mandarin delight salad.
You know, we hope to keep it up and keep our customers happy, and word of mouth is doing its job so far.
And after working in a number of Brooklyn restaurants for years, the Chayo brothers are thrilled to finally have their own to call home. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Jacqueline Sarkeesian.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Chayo Eatery also caters and delivers. For more information, check out their website, chayoeatery.com. Coming up after the break, are you getting enough sleep? We'll tell you about an ailment affecting 22 million Americans.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to? Protected. What about how I wear my hair?
And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America.
Find out how you could become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all. For real.
Go to aclu.org/Constitution Day.
Parents sure have their hands full, and they could use an extra hand. Now, every state offers free or low-cost health insurance for your sports hero or budding artist. Kids up to age 19 can get checkups, doctor and dentist visits, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Your child may qualify based on your family size and income. It's one less thing to worry about. Call or go online for more information.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a lot of great events coming up. Here's a look at what's on the calendar. Torrance Art Museum presents Reverb. This is the first exhibition of 2014. The museum will showcase 25 international artists and examine the relationship of music and contemporary art. It runs from January 18th through March 8th. The exhibit is open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and admission is free. To find out more information, go to torranceartmuseum.com.
The Torrance branch of the American Association of University Women and the Torrance Public Library presents Girls in Gear on Tuesday, January 28th from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, this event is to encourage girls to pursue jobs in science, math, and technology. Panelists include young professional women who will talk about various jobs. This meeting is geared for middle and high school girls. The event will be held at the Katie Geiser Civic Center Library. For more information, call 310-376-3352.
The Torrance South Bay YMCA Senior Program is sponsoring a travel showcase by Treeloft Tours on Wednesday, January 29th from 1 to 3 p.m. Jim Treeloft will display highlights of his many tours. YMCA membership is not required and all are welcome. Admission is free and there will be light refreshments, tour discounts, and tour brochures. For more information, call 310-325-5885.
Make something you love at a place that you love. On Wednesday, February 5th at 4 p.m. at the North Torrance Library, join the Craftsmen's Guild as they sponsor this event through the month of February. It includes stories and crafts for children ages 5 and up. This program is free and no registration is required. For more information, call the North Torrance Library at 310-323-7200.
Now let's go out to the sports desk with Juan Hernandez for a sneak preview of what's to come.
Juan, what do you have for us?
Hello and welcome to the Sports Desk studio here at CitiCABLE 3. This week, all the hype in the sports world is about Super Bowl 48, and coming out of the NFC Championship game, all we've heard about for weeks is that fabled 12th man at CenturyLink Field, giving the Seahawks a massive home field advantage. Well, here in the South Bay, we're going to introduce you to the newest student-run fan club in town. They're loud, they have just a little fun, and if the turnaround of this year's Tartars basketball squad is any indication, they're offering quite the home court advantage right here in Torrance. So, to see that story, you know how it works. Sit down with us and catch the Sports Desk at 4 p.m. and 9:30 every day right here on CitiCABLE. Can't wait to see you there.
Thanks, Juan. Chronic sleep deprivation can affect your quality of life. Reporter Julie Chan looks into ways some deal with the lack of sleep.
When it came to a good night's sleep, Stephen Fisher did not know what he was missing.
I was nodding off while I was driving home in the afternoon. I felt really tired. I would have dull headaches. My memory wasn't that good. I felt like I always had to have a cup of coffee or a cup of green tea to keep going in the afternoon.
Like Fisher, many Americans have overbooked schedules and around-the-clock access to technology and no time for sleep. In fact, according to the Center for Disease Control, they say insufficient sleep is a health epidemic.
My wife told me that my breathing was getting more and more shallow while I was sleeping, and then I would intermittently take a big gulp of air, and then I would resume my sleep.
Thanks to Fisher's wife, he ended up at Dr. Rasick's office, where he discovered he does suffer from a mild case of sleep apnea. It is a sleep disorder with pauses in breathing or instances of shallow or infrequent breathing during sleep. Each pause in breathing is called an apnea. Sleep apnea affects 20 to 30% of males and 10 to 15% of females. With the CPAP device, the quality of life is greatly improved.
I made a concerted effort to use my CPAP machine, and I feel a lot better.
The idea behind this type of treatment is that it provides positive airway pressure into the back of the throat and acts as what we call a pneumatic splint. So it keeps the airway open just by air alone.
CPAP stands for Continuous Positive Air Pressure. The device includes a face mask and machine that includes a humidifier while monitoring sleep patterns.
It's not easy to have something on your face all the time. Your skin wants to reject it and everything, but if you can really stay with it for a month or two, if you don't wear it, you notice the effects immediately.
Though it may not be appealing to wear, once you get used to it, the mask and monitor come with a compact carrying case for easy transport.
It's changed my life in that I'm mentally sharp again.
For 2 years now, Fisher never goes to sleep without his CPAP. He enjoys all the positive effects and no need for a caffeine fix these days. Reporting for Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. For more information or to get a sleep study done, call UCLA Peninsula Pulmonary at 310-378-7533. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and be sure to like our page to get the latest updates on what's going on in Torrance.
Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chunand. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.